What's good, y'all? Will here, also known as Will Keep It Real. Welcome back to another video, man. For today's video, we got a very special one. And if I'm being completely honest, not many of y'all are going to relate to it. But the ones who do relate to it, I highly recommend you stick around to the end because it's going to be very relatable. It's going to be a refresher that everything you're going through is kind of normal and that you're not the only one going through it. And then if you don't relate to it exactly right now, I still recommend you stick around because you might step into this percentile of people or this group of people who are on this journey. And I just kind of want to allow you to know what you can expect. And so that's going to be the dark side of self-improvement. So as you guys know, self-improvement is self-improvement. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's just improving yourself. And so personally for myself, I've been on the journey of self-improvement where I'm actually intentionally trying to improve myself and step into like a better version of me for probably about 2-ish years now. Like I said, I've been doing content creation for about 2 years, specifically on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. And a lot of y'all might say I've had some great success with it, but I will argue that I'm still not satisfied. I'm still not where I want to be, which is kind of part of that dark side. And then when it comes to YouTube, I've only been on this space for about 4-ish months, 5-ish months, and I've had what some might say great success. But again, I'm not satisfied. And I kind of want to get into the dark side of self-improvement because I know a lot of you guys might struggle with it. So when it comes to self-improvement, what people don't realize is that you really have to become so intentional with your life. So when you realize that you want to make a change for yourself, you become responsible for making that change. Your mom's not going to make the change for you. Your dad's not going to make the change for you. Nobody is coming to save you. You have to literally take responsibility for your entire life and live it intentionally every single day. At least that's how I live mine. And so let's just be honest real quick. You're probably a man behind the screen, or you might be a woman. Shout out to my women supporters. But you're probably a man sitting behind the screen between the ages of 18 and 25. And you don't want to work for the rest of your life. You're on a journey where you're trying to either build a personal brand, a business, or build something that you're truly passionate about, in which elevates you in life and gives you kind of freedom, which doesn't have you working 10 hours a day, which doesn't have you being under somebody else and somebody kind of telling you what you should and shouldn't be doing at certain points of the day. You basically just want that entrepreneurship lifestyle. Maybe not every single one of you, but majority of us are on that journey of trying to just find that mental freedom to do what we love to do and be able to sustain a great life doing that. And believe me, I'm in that boat. I'm trying to build everything I have going on, my personal brand, into a business. I'm trying to build it into where I can fulfill the purpose I feel I'm called to do in this world, which is to help others and be kind of a turning point in people's lives. Like, I want to inspire people to make change within themselves, but I also want to be a person that people look up to and kind of relate to and see as a mentor to kind of follow after, kind of a leader in a way. And so with that goal of just like having that financial freedom or just that mental freedom to just kind of do what you love to do on your own time, comes a lot of self-development, comes a lot of self-improvement. And so people don't realize or understand that when you truly commit to self-improvement, when you truly commit to pursuing a goal, you gain an understanding of what comes with that. So that means sometimes having to sacrifice friends, sometimes having to sacrifice going out, having to sacrifice your time, having to just like be so locked in every single day and working towards what you want to pursue. And the point I'm trying to get to is that when you become so locked in on that, like personally for myself, I've cut off many people out of my life, many things that were just like distractions. And I've just become very intentional with where I put my time, what time I wake up, what I'm doing throughout the day, to the point that I'm almost like obsessed with it, but not in a good way. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, like how you could get so involved in self-improvement to the point that it almost negatively affects you mentally. And what I've been starting to notice, because people have come and talked to me about this, and they're like, Will, my whole day is just me working, and I literally just don't know how to take a break. And I tell them, like, I completely relate to this. Like, my journey and the way I've lived my life has gotten to a point where I question almost every single thing I do in my life. Like when I say everything, I mean everything. When I'm on my phone, I'm constantly questioning, should I even be allowed to be on my phone right now? Or should I be recording videos? When I'm even just trying to read a book, which you can consider self-improvement, I'm like, is there something better I can be doing? I question me doing my laundry. Am I procrastinating right now? Like talking to family members and friends. Am I allowed to be on FaceTime for 1 to 2 hours in a day? I don't know. Like you constantly, I catch myself in this constant battle with myself mentally because I become so obsessed with constantly trying to make progress. And to the point that I don't even know how to enjoy doing things that don't necessarily progress me towards the ultimate goal that I'm working to achieve. And believe me, like the journey of entrepreneurship is so scary because you're literally dependent upon yourself. And until you see your goal right in front of you, until you see yourself making this set amount of money every single month, until you see that almost like security where you can kind of relax and chill, until you see that directly in front of you, like that instant gratification almost, you're never satisfied, and you're always kind of in a mode of surviving, or in a mode of constantly, I need to get to this as fast as I possibly can because I don't want to fall behind, because I don't want to get to a point where it's like I'm homeless, or it's like I have to settle for a job and stuff like that. Like all these thoughts run through your head where you literally just want to get to your destination as fast as you possibly can. And when you're not seeing those results, then you're just like constantly focused on getting to those results. Like you don't even want to chill. You don't want to relax. You just want to progress towards that goal. And it was until recently where I realized that this is like such a big problem for me. Like it's now gotten to a point where I don't even enjoy not working to an extent. I don't even enjoy not making videos. I don't even enjoy not editing a video. I don't even enjoy doing something that progresses me towards being the person that I ultimately want to be. Like I don't know how to sit on the game at 11 o'clock at night and not feel like I'm wasting time. I don't know how to sit down and watch an NBA game and not question whether I'm even allowed to watch that NBA game. You know, it's gotten to a point where it's like I question doing the things that I truly do value, because I feel like I should be valuing myself and the progression of myself even more. And I know for a lot of you guys, just like me, you're on this journey alone. You might be 20 years old, 21, maybe younger, maybe a little bit older, but you're in that age range where you're kind of literally doing this whole journey by yourself. You're literally having to figure out how to do content creation. You're having to figure out how to do a personal brand and market that brand. You're having to figure out how to build that business. Like you literally have no knowledge. You have nobody you can exactly look up to. You have nobody by your side that you're going back and forth with, communicating with, and you're just like lifting each other up. Like you're going through all the mental battles, all the mental struggles, all the different emotions of going through the journey, failing, not seeing the results that you want to see. You're going through this constant up and down roller coaster. Like one week might be good, the next week might be iffy, the week after that might be terrible. Like you're on this constant roller coaster alone. And to a degree, there's a side of taking action, meaning there's a side of, hey, recording videos, editing videos, getting up on time, going to the gym, doing these specific tasks. Then there's a side of literally learning with no progress to an extent. So that might be reading a mindset book and just gaining information and educating yourself on a specific thing. I even struggle with that, taking the time to learn things because it doesn't directly require me taking action. So I might be reading a book and I'm like, dang, this isn't progressing me right now. Like I don't feel like I'm making progress. Like I really have to take the time to sit down and watch this video on how to do a specific style of marketing, or watch this video on how to do this specific editing effect. And it makes me feel like I'm almost wasting time. Like I always hear people say, don't be a consumer, be like a producer basically. And it almost is like, when you're trying to consume the information to be a producer, you feel bad that you're not producing. You know, personally in my journey, it's like I've become so obsessed with doing something that I feel so uncomfortable doing nothing. I feel so uncomfortable even just like taking a nap, or feeling like I have to take a nap. I feel uncomfortable just watching a show. I feel uncomfortable going to get my hair cut and feeling like I'm wasting time throughout the day because I could be doing something more productive. I feel uncomfortable, just going to hang out in the city and just chilling out and just walking and going on a run or something. It's like I question almost every single thing I do solely because I've revolved my life around constantly trying to improve myself. And I really noticed this when I was trying to interact with this particular girl and build a relationship with the person. And it almost felt like I was losing a part of myself or sacrificing a part of myself to take the time out of my day to even just like call her, FaceTime her for an hour or two. And she would sacrifice time out of her day to stay up later than usual because throughout the whole rest of the day, I was trying to focus on myself. And so I'm now realizing like this is an issue for me. And I know it might be an issue for a lot of you guys where it's like you literally have to find a balance between living life and building the life you wish to have. Like I'm starting to realize now that self-improvement can't be what your life revolves around. And if it is what your life revolves around, that's not a happy life, nor is that a life that's going to bring you any type of peace, nor is that a life that really is a good life. Like if you think about it, you never want to get to a point where you reflect back on your past and all you remember is how hard you were working to get towards the current moment that you're in. And some people are even worse than me to where it's like self-improvement has become their escape to literally do nothing else in life. Like it's become their escape to not hang out with friends. It's become their escape to not socialize. It's become their escape to literally have no other form of life or no other type of life interaction because their excuse is always, I'm working on myself. I'm improving me. I'm working on my brand. I'm working on my business. Like some people literally use it as a coping mechanism now or an excuse to not do other things in their life. And the real frustrating part about it is that literally none of this is guaranteed. Like I'm not guaranteed to reach 100,000 subs. I'm not guaranteed to reach 10,000 subs. I'm not guaranteed to generate $500,000 within a year. Obviously, these things might be goals, but you might be doing all this work and literally none of this stuff is guaranteed. And I think that's what the scary part is that might make people so paranoid and so kind of driven to make their vision of themselves become a reality. Because believe me, you do have to fall in love with this journey. You have to fall in love with the process of figuring it out because that's the only way you're going to even continue to go on the journey when you're facing those failures and challenges and adversities and just those hard times that you experience in it. Because if you don't have that belief in the vision you have for yourself or that love in the process is just figuring it out and understanding that failure and like losing and just like not having it all figured out is like part of that journey of self-improvement, then like you'll have nothing to really stand on and it'll be easy for you to give up. But what I've come to understand is that if that's your constant lifestyle, if your life is constantly just self-improvement, you will never really find happiness. Like if you truly think about it, some of the richest people in the world are literally the most depressed people in the world because their life has constantly revolved around them being selfish, like them satisfying themselves. And I've now come to understand that life isn't about just like satisfying myself. It's really about providing value and love to other people and making time for the things that I actually enjoy. Like over the past month or two, just to find happiness and going outside and just dribbling the basketball. I found peace and happiness and just like going out with friends. I found peace and happiness and just like sitting down and being able to enjoy the game and play the game and just like not caring and not feeling like I always need to be doing something or stimulating myself with something that I feel is making me progress in life. Because when you're able to just like enjoy those things, then it's like you can enjoy the journey so much more. Like I don't want to look back on my past and I see all these things I miss, whether that was time with my parents, time with my grandparents, time with my friends as they grow up in life. And at some point in time, they have their own jobs and stuff like that. And then we really can't connect. Like you never want to look back in your past and just regret all the moments you missed out on because you were constantly focused on yourself. Because in reality, when you reflect on that, that's what's going to make you depressed. That's what's going to have you living in regret. And so find a balance between, hey, I'm working on me, but I'm gonna go out and enjoy myself. I'm gonna go out and enjoy ice cream, regardless of if it fits into my diet routine at the gym. I'm gonna go out and enjoy my friends, even if it means I might miss an upload on Instagram for that day, or I can't edit this video until tomorrow. Like, find peace and find happiness and just like doing the things you still value that isn't necessarily progressing you. Like, I value my friends and all these other things, obviously, but it's like I might value them, but in the past I wasn't making time for them. And so now I'm going to make time for them and realize that, hey, it's okay if it means I have to miss out in this other area of my life, because that's what life is all about, or that's what's really going to bring me happiness. Because if I'm constantly obsessed over just like satisfying myself, I'll be in a constant mental battle of whether I'm making time for things that progress me or whether I should always be focused on just improving me. Like, it's like I'll always be in a constant mental battle. And no, I'm not saying to just like completely get out of your routine, but I'm just saying to like make space for the other things that you value in life. Like, I'm sure you value your friends. I'm sure you value going outside and just playing sports. I'm sure you value just like going on a walk, listening to music, playing on the game with the boys, talking to your parents, having conversations with your siblings. Like, make time and make space for those things, and kind of stop feeling guilty for doing those things. And again, a lot of y'all might not relate to this video because you're not that deep and that obsessed with the journey of self-improvement. But I know the people who are, this is really going to hit y'all. And the people who might be getting into that journey of self-improvement, or you're thinking about like becoming more obsessed and more locked in with the journey, like, I just want to give you a heads up of what certain things might feel like, and just remind you to still make time for the things that you value in life. Because again, you don't want to look back and regret missing out on those valuable times of those things, because the reality of it is that people are temporary. People come and go. People might die off. Like, if we're being realistic, people might die off. People might get new job opportunities where they have to move states. People graduate, and people just move on with life, where you just become more distant. People have kids. People start families. Like, people aren't always guaranteed. What you have right now in your life isn't guaranteed to be here next week, in a month, in 6 months, in a year. Like, you get what I'm saying? So value it while it's still in your life. Make time for it, because it's not guaranteed to stay. But I really hope this video reaches the people that it needs to reach, and I hope you resonate and relate to it and almost develop a sense of a relaxation. Like, I'm not alone with this. I'm glad I'm not the only person that feels this way. And you kind of like chill, and you kind of realize that, okay, it's okay to make time for these things. It's okay to not always need to be focused on myself. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning into the video. Go check out the school self-growth and self-discovery community. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.